Hey, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, allow me to welcome you to today's episode of CT After Dark during the day. And I'm always excited to be here. Fire Rabbit, I see you, baby girl. It is so great to do the show. Bo Thompson, what's up now? You guys can hear me, yes? I always got to do the double sound check. If you guys can hear me, give me that comment right now so I know that I'm not playing myself. You understand me? Yes, Mondo Mayo, I see you. Yes, Rachel Black, what up? Rach Black just won a CT singing showcase this past Sunday. If you have not checked out the episode, check it out. It is on the Facebook and the YouTube right now. Yes, you guys can hear me great. So what I love to do, as you guys already know, if you're new here, tell me exactly what city you in, so I know what city you in. And if you're new here, tell me exactly what city you in so we know. I always like showing love. I see Ontario, Canada's in the place to be. That's always good. Before we get into anything, I need y'all to see this funny video that I saw the other day. Check this out. Bro, like, I don't know what. First of all, we see so many people like this. They doing the weight loss challenges and they not really doing it, but they doing it. And this young lady was hilarious. If you get a chance to watch the replay, first of all, shout out to everybody who's watching live. Thank you to everybody who's watching the replay. Truly appreciate you watching on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. You know I love y'all and I appreciate you guys. Team CT all day is all across the world. I'm seeing we got a lot of people in the room right now. So I want to ask you guys the question of the day. Question of the day. Do you let everybody date your parent? Do you let everybody you date meet your parents or only the special ones? Do your parents break up with them after you do? So do you let everybody you date meet your parents? Talk to me right now. Do you let everybody you date meet your parents? Do you let everybody you date meet your parents? Tell me. And as you guys are answering that question, I want everybody to know who might be coming in. The Cash App is right there. If you guys would like to bless me or my guests, they're not charging me to do this show. As you guys know, I bring you nothing but free quality entertainment, and I would love you guys blessed me and my guests. That'd be super dope. However, it is not a requirement. If you are in here, you might not have the bread. That's fine. I don't ever want you to feel pressure to donate anything. If you are in here and you like, yo, I got the bread, I want to show love and support, then you could do that as well. And I stop the show and I immediately thank you for blessing your team leader, your boy CT. So I'm always going to thank you. And if it's hefty, first of all, everybody gets the team CT clap. And if it's hefty, you getting a notice that it's hefty, but I'm not saying the amounts because I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable or feel like they gave too little or too much, because all of it matters. But I need the people with the hefties to know that they are appreciated as well for leaving that young heft. Okay, cool. So we're seeing, yeah, I do. And my family goes too. Okay. So this is about, oh, look at that. I appreciate that. Give her Hudson blessings, fam. Thank you so much. Oh, look at these comments, man. Only the special ones. Nice. Only the special ones. That's very interesting. Not everybody, just the special ones. Cool. What do my Twitch people have to say? What do my YouTube people have to say? Jay Good says, no, you can't meet my parents unless we together. LOL. And she can't still be my people's friend. She gotta go, fam. Okay, cool. I respect that. Timothy Williams says, absolutely not. I feel like if you're meeting my parents, then I see you as a potential life mate. I like that. That's a fact. Wait a second. I see we got the UK up in here. UK up in the building. Love the UK. I love visiting. I can't find a link for the background. Look in the description, fam. Just look in the description, and that is how you find the link. Thank you so much, Harley Danielle. Hold on a second. Joy says, only the special ones get to meet my family, but my mom is nosy as hell. So if a friend is anywhere close to my mom's eyesight, she's approaching. Interesting. Look at that. Denver in the place to be. Cool. Lawanda says, no, they have to meet my best friend first. She can smell BS a mile away. So if they can get past her, then parents get past to them. I like it. Julian Smith, what's up, fam? I met only 1 out of 4 of my girls' guys. Oh, wow. So only 1 out of the 4 daughters you've gotten a chance to meet. Bermuda, what up? Their spouse, 5150 in the building. Much love to my big brother, Corey Holcomb. I love him. He's hilarious. He is the best of all times. So what I can ascertain, you don't want folks donating if their heart isn't in it. Exactly. You know, I don't want anybody to feel, first of all, I appreciate everybody. So I don't want you guys to ever feel like you aren't appreciated. So everybody who hits the Cash App, not only will I stop the show, but I will thank you personally. And I'm making sure that you guys get your thank you and your extra love for giving the hefty donation. Are you sure the link is in the description? Let's double check, Tangerine. Touche. All right, let me make sure the link is in the description for you guys. This is going to be for y'all. First, let me hit y'all with this. If you guys want to go live and talk to me for a second, come on in. Come talk to your boy before I bring in my first guest. And let me set it in the description for you guys. There and there. We're doing it on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So if you are in my Twitch squad, it's not in your description, it's in the title of the video. So there, the link should be there. All right, let's see some more. Shot-Town's watching. CT, besides place belongs on the side. I don't know what you're referencing, fam. Dominic Smith says, I love your stand-up you posted. I have you done more? Where can we find it? All my stand-up everywhere is on YouTube. You can check that out, the stuff that I wanted to share. Love you too. Life, CT. Your skits make my day. Always got to get my double dose of Team CT all day. Appreciate that. So I have a confession for y'all, man. I have actually made it my business to work on my mental health. And what I mean by that is I've been getting some messages and I have been snapping on folks, man, because they might have said something. First of all, people think because you're a certain status that they can say what they want to say to you in any type of life. And I always make it clear that people should never get too comfortable with anybody to think you can say something to somebody just because they're a comedian or whatever. And I've been snapping on people. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to ever not show love to the people who genuinely love me, but I can't allow myself to have my energy diminished or tarnished by people who just want to get a rise out of me in messages. So it's like, if there's a message that I see that I feel like is filled with love, I'm going to try my best to respond. But if it's something that is annoying or somebody trying to get too familiar, I just can't respond. And I'm working on that. Also, guys, don't curse in the comments. I want to make sure that I can show some of you guys' comments. So make sure your comments are clean and we can show them. Use alternative curse words like you see me do all the time. So my first guest, it is an honor to bring him in here. My guest is not only one of my very, very, very close friends, he's family. Outside him being family, he is a bona fide movie star. I'm talking about this brother has been succeeding so much since 2000. You understand me? First role, brother came in, did a guest spot on the TV show. Next thing you know, this brother is in Fat Albert. You understand me? After Fat Albert came Glory Road. After Glory Road came Pride. After Pride came Love That Girl, a sitcom created by my good friend, Mr. Bentley Kyle Evans. After Love That Girl, this brother went on to The Middle. You understand me? First of all, I'm also skipping at least 15 credits in between. Beside that, this brother is just one of the most amazing comedians that you're ever going to get a chance to see. He's amazing. His energy is electric. You guys are in for a treat when I bring in my good friend, my fellow Torian brother, Alphonso McCauley. Ladies and gentlemen, how you feeling? Man.
What up?
So, I got to start off, man. I got to start you out with the question of the day. Do you let everybody you date meet your parents or only the special ones?
I've tried to let the special ones, selectively meet my parents. But my parents, see, I'm a PK, so there's probably a lot of, I don't know, there might be some PKs in there. But
preacher kids up in the building.
Exactly. So my parents, they want to meet whoever it is that I'm dating. Let me see who you're taking out on these dates. I want to see if that's what the Lord has in store for you. So allow me to meet. And, I'm like, all right. So I'll be having to introduce, you know what I'm saying? I would have to introduce girls. I'd be like, yo, we just met. Like, this was but let me see. Oh, taste and see. You'd be like, what?
Yo, so
yeah. So
you
it
definitely
depends. It
having a
depends.
PK forever. So it depends on the
Yeah.
girl. So how would you say?
Yeah.
I see your intention is to let your parents meet the one that you're gonna be with for a while, but they just want to meet everybody.
They want to meet. They want to see. Let me see. Let me see. I need to see if the Lord is good. Let me see what you're doing. So my intention is to allow them to meet just the special ones.
Yeah.
But they'd be like, we got to see, brother. We got to see now.
So here's the thing. The question is,
yeah.
afterwards, so let's say y'all stop dealing with each other. Do you
Okay.
then are your parents still attached to the girl, or they break up with them as well?
Well, they're sometimes they are attached because they're like, I liked her. Have you been talking with her? No, it's done. It's done. You have not spoken with. I'm like, no. Well, it's kind of funny because I just got a text from her. Y'all text y'all back and forth.
Let me tell you, my mother, my mom, I've only introduced 2 women to my mother,
Okay.
and that would be my first girlfriend and Tangerine. Those are the only 2 women to have met my mother. It's a friend. She met a friend when I was like 12, but that don't count. We was playing on the playground. Okay. You got to see the friend.
You playing on the playground.
It was a playground. You got to meet the girl you son playing
playground.
So my mom
jungle
is
gym. It was the jungle gym.
It was the jungle gym. It was the jungle gym. She was there. She had to pick me up. So my mother is so diehard her son that if I'm done with the person, she disowns them. Like they never existed to her at all. And I love that about her.
Okay. That's
now
good.
Your mother is super sweet. And I like being around your mom. Your mom is just an angel. Like you feel her presence off top. Like everybody will want to keep in touch with your mom after they meet her.
They do. They do. So sometimes my mom be like, well, if you don't want me to say nothing, I won't. But I just felt like I should call her for Christmas. What?
For Christmas?
Is the Lord good? Is it Merry Christmas to you and yours?
So that literally
is born. What are you? Jesus is the reason. Do you have another reason to celebrate? Okay, then. What? Like,
Jesus is the reason, bro. Okay.
He's the real gift. Anyways,
everybody who knows Alfonso, you will be laughing continuously. Your energy is always fire, dude. So growing up in the church, man, like you got into stand up. I've never even heard you curse. Like, forget being off stage or on. I've never heard you curse. How did that directly affect your performances? As far as even in films, I don't think I've heard you curse. So, like, how does that affect your performances in films, TV, and the stage? Like, what made you make the decision to go clean?
I mean, there have been projects that I've said a little curse here and there, but it has been tough because I knew that part of my family and everybody, like that's always going to be there. That scrutiny of did I hear you say something of the devil? You know what I mean? So that was always like a thing, man. Like and so for me, I would just kind of like, I don't know, I'd kind of pick and choose, kind of like gradually kind of ease my way into saying a curse word somewhere in there, or do like you said, do the switch up, mother father, and they
mother father.
Okay, we can go with mother. Can we mother father? Is that good? Okay, we can go with that.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna.
Let's move on. Check the gate. Let's move on. Okay, mother father. All right, good. But no. So like I would every now and then, you know what I'm saying. So like I throw in a word here, word there, But I remember the first time my dad actually heard me curse. You know what I'm saying, like on screen. And he was like, did I just hear you use language yeah, but I mean, they had paid me, you know what I'm saying, $60,000. He was like, well, nigga, damn. And I was like, oh, okay.
Shout out to your pops. Whoo. So now
But no, it was cool. It was cool. It was good.
I had, so my mom knows. First of all, let me give you this. My parents, amazing parents. My father was super dope. My mom is an angel. My mother and father curse like sailors, number one. However, I never cursed in front of my mom until I started doing comedy. I was like, listen, Ma, I like to cuss. Okay. This is how I make this money, mama.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
make the
comfortable.
money. Yeah.
So I need you to be comfortable with it. And she was like, oh, it's all good. Just do your thing. But I respect her in the sense that I never curse in front of her, in person. But like if she sees me, like, for example, I had the honor of performing at the Fox Theater in Detroit with her and my big sister in the audience, opening for Martin several times, right? Now they know when I'm in that arena, oh, they about to hear these curse words. You understand me? But when I'm off stage, I'm not cussing. So I love the fact, like, parents just motivate you to do things, bro. Now give me this.
Yeah.
As a stand-up, as an amazing actor, how do you approach your projects now? Because this isn't Fat Albert Alfonso, where it's like, oh man, this is dope. I got the opportunity to do this film.
Yeah.
Now it's like you got some money in your pocket, you have your acclaim, you have your track record, your resume. How are you approaching projects now?
I first look at the story. I got to look at the script. You know what I'm saying? If the story is tight, then that's always a plus. And then of course you kind of look at like, okay, well, who's actually directing, who is looking to be the editor of the film, because the editing, man, I put editing up there with directing. Directing and editing to me is like neck and neck. So I always look at those things, and then I'll see, like, of course, like who now is attached to it, and kind of go through that. The money is kind of like, it's there, but it's like I already know, like, that's gonna come with the territory. So I'm not really like, I don't do it for the money. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there have been projects that, a lot of times you go, all right, well, look, this is just for the money. You know what I'm saying? This is just a money joint. But a lot of times it's like, if you don't do it for the love, then it's kind of like, well, what are you doing? So I just look at it like that. I approach it like to say, okay, who are these things in line as far as with the script, with the film? Because it takes a village to actually make a great project. It's not just a MVP type thing. You need, how it is. You need a team to win a chip. So you need that. So that's how I kind of approach it.
Man, I remember the first, you were the first person that I knew that was on a sitcom. Like, we all, we know Urkel, you get a chance to see all these amazing actors from the 90s and all of that stuff. Editing can make or break a film for sure. That's a fact, young Tash. So when I saw you get Love That Girl, I remember hitting you like, yo, you're on a sitcom. And at the time, like, you didn't know that I was such a huge fan of Billy Kyle Evans, because I'm like, yo, with Bentley? And you're like, yeah, man, what's this, man? And I'm like, bro. And I asked you because I was getting into writing professionally. And let me tell y'all something about Alphonso McCauley, man. There are so many people, not only in this city, but in this world, that are Hollywood, that are fake and phony. And this brother is one of the realest cats in the world. And I say that because I was like, hey, man, I'm trying to get into writing. Would you be comfortable maybe sending me a script of Love That Girl so I can see how the format is? Yeah. I couldn't even finish my sentence before he emailed me the script, and never fronted one time. He's the type of guy that will literally give you the game if you ask for any advice, man. And you've always been so real. Yeah. Where does that come from? Yeah. Who did that for you to make you become this person?
I think, when you've gone through like an era where like people didn't want to help you, I went through a lot of like, there were a lot of people that just would withhold information. I would say, hey, how do you do this? How you do that? And well, brother, why don't you get out there and find out yourself? I had to do it myself, and it's like, when you kind of have that energy type thing going on, you know, you want to do better. You want to be better.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I just felt like, man, all right, when I get, you know, when I have a chance to make it or get there or have that information to give to someone, I want to be able to, you know, give that and share that to be able to help somebody else along the way, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like as well, like, of course, growing up in church, man, that's been
Mm.
a major key with it. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to just remain humble because you know that, look, I mean, this stuff could be fleeting. Like it could be taken away super quick, you know? So I never let it get to my head. I mean, you know, you see cats doing whatever you're like, all right, well, you know, let them do what they do. It's not, I mean, that's how they live. You live how you live, you do your thing. But
Mhm.
I think that's just a part of just all of that. You know, my parents have always been great examples of that as well, just being able to have that humility and being able to share and give. And so I don't know, man. I just feel like, you know, you get the information, you got to share it. You got to
Yeah.
share how you know, because you never know who can hear and listen to what you got to say, your type of journey, your testimony, whatever. And they like, yo, man, I needed that just to
Yeah.
make it through X, Y, and Z, whatever. So I don't know, man. I just love to get back. So
Man,
yeah,
it's like, and I know this is crazy because I tell you this all the time. Like, dude, that to hear that answer is so real, and it's a testament
yeah,
to you continuously being blessed. Aside from how hard you work, because nothing has ever been given to you, you've always busted your butt to make
gotta
something
work,
happen.
gotta work. Yeah,
But
gotta work. Yeah,
your energy and your gratitude and your humility has always, I think, been like a supercharge in how you continue to get ahead, man, because you spend the time, you always show love, man. And in this society where mental health is everything, how do you keep it
everything.
together when you're like, oh, I'm feeling low today? Like, how do you keep it together?
Of course,
Wait, while
once
you think
again,
of that,
man.
while you think about that,
Yeah,
as you
yeah,
give me
yeah,
the answer,
yeah, yeah.
Autumn just hit the Cash App with a hefty donation and blessing. Team CT Club for you, Autumn.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
hefty.
Uh,
Okay.
it was hefty. Also, Fonzo, if as soon as somebody hits your Cash App, just tell me. I'll stop what I'm talking about, and then you go ahead and shout them
I
out.
don't
But
even,
as you
man.
were,
I ain't even checking. Yeah, but yeah, man. Like, I think what's helped me is just to have that balance, that spiritual balance. Like, I feel like, you know, and I don't want to, you know, this ain't ain't a preaching session or anything like that. But it's like I feel like, you know, if you have that balance of God, you know,
Mhm.
it's like that's gonna help you through all of this because people get into Hollywood and they don't realize that it's a roller coaster. I always call it like it's a roller coaster without a jacket. Like you just be going, like you just like
Ooh.
where the pull down jacket? Can I get you know? Because this thing is crazy. You know, like
Yeah.
they'll tell you one thing and it be something else. You know what I'm saying? I remember one of my first projects I got. It was guest on a show, man. And I booked that thing. We shot it. And I'm telling everybody at home, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be on this show. It's about to come on Tuesday at 8. You know what I'm saying? Everybody tuning in Tuesday at 8.
Woo!
And I'm sitting there looking like I know I'm in the next scene. I'm sitting there looking like the next scene just get scene after that. I'm like, what? All of a sudden credits is rolling. I'm like, what? Man,
Oh,
everybody calling me, yo, what happened? Where was you at? I'm thinking, I'm like, oh man, it's probably next week episode. Same thing next week. Credits roll. Find out I got cut out the joint. And I'm like, wow. And they didn't even say nothing. They just went, shot, cut. And then, you know, and then I'm looking crazy to my family here, but I thought you said, brother, I thought, you know, and then of course, you know, parents are like, now see, did the Lord give it and take it? I'm like, oh my God.
give it and take it.
Did he give it and take it away? See?
Oh,
But all that to say, man, like you just, I mean, I think like with everything involved, because you meet a lot of fake people, you meet a lot of people that's just talking off the side of their neck. You're gonna meet a
yeah.
lot of different, whatever, a lot of different energies. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta just, I feel like if you have that balance of God, that spirituality, that'll keep you from wavering through all this other, you know, stuff that's
Now,
going on, BS, if you
let's
will.
take this.
You know.
Let me go here. I'm telling you about the classics, and this brother works so much. It's crazy. Let's talk about the internet. Now, you are somebody who is a very accomplished actor. You are a phenomenal comedian. Now, when we come to this internet content, man, you're, in my opinion, and this opinion has some weight, you are one of the greatest to ever do it. Your concepts,
thank you, man. I appreciate it.
they're so bro, like you've never hit, you've never striked out. Like you've always hit these home runs every video. How did you what was the decision for you to get on the internet creating content? And then answer that first, and I'm gonna go to the next one. Go ahead.
Yeah, long story short, like I actually was on set of Love That Girl when I met Paige Kennedy. Shout out to Paige. He had brought over King Batch, and so I met Batch, and we started talking, and we shot a few vines. And in Vine, for those that don't know, the 6-second app that came out, like I think it was 2013, I think it was. And my thing was, I just felt like, oh, you know what? If you can make somebody laugh in 6 seconds, because the thing is, like, how you have like a skip ad in front of a YouTube video, it'll say skip in 5 seconds. So advertisers start to learn that if you can't catch somebody's attention in 5 seconds, they gonna click off, Right. So it's the same like with Vine. You catch people in 6 seconds, you catch them like laughing or whatever, they're going to stay with you, So the challenge was to just make someone laugh within that amount of time, And then I was like, all right, cool. So I jumped in there, man, and just started, coming up with concepts that was just like right on, just something that I thought was funny. Yeah. And I was like, well, I don't know if people are going to think it's funny. I don't know. But, because it's like you don't know. It's like stand up. You know what I mean? Like you don't know. You look, with stand-up, you get the instant verdict, and then that's how you come up with your material. And so I saw somebody say, you should do a master class. Yes, my master class is that. What you should do it. No, but yeah, man. So, and then I would do a lot of character work online. So people love like characters and whatever. And I would just make up like different, pull from my life, different characters, whether it's a security guard from my church or, the roller skate dude from the old school R&B night. You know what I'm saying? He's the DJ over there. I just pull these characters out and then put them on, put them online, and people just start loving it. I was like, all right, cool. All right, that's what's up. Yeah.
Dude, now, man, the way your mind works, and this is a sea of everybody creating content, and I'm always a firm believer that the cream will always rise to the top, and these are facts. Your concepts are so incredible that I've not seen one video of you where I haven't been like, how did I not think of this? Like, it was just that good, and you executed perfectly, man. Give me some of your inspiration in creating your content. And when can we get more? Because you drop albums. I know.
I know. Everybody asks me. They're like, "Man, where you at, brother? We looking for you. We looking where you at, brother. Come on." No, I pull from everywhere, man. Because like I just have. My life has been. I grew up in the hood and suburbs and like just between here and there. Like so I pull from my entire life, you know what I mean? Like just mainly from people that I meet, or if it's just, stuff that happens to me personally, like I just put it down like, yo, that's funny. Let me talk about that. And it just will come out, it'd be sporadic, but I pull a lot just from, just my personal life, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, people that I meet and just things that happen to me, just like, all right, I think that's funny. And my imagination kind of goes with it, and I don't know. I kind of learned early, like just to not think, just in a frame, but you got to think outside that box. And, because people always expect, oh man, he black, he gonna give us black comedy, but it's like, nah, I want comedy to be universal where everybody gets it. White, black, Asian, Latin, Latinx, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Latinx, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody get that. You know what I'm saying? Indonesian, whoever, wherever you are, Cambodian, Nigerian, Indonesian, Malaysian, Polynesian sauce. You know what I'm saying? We need Polynesian sauce. They don't give us enough Polynesian sauce. I'll be like, yo, let me give 3 more Polynesians. I need 3 more.
Let me get 3 more Polynesians. I need
3 more
3 more.
Polynesians. Give me 3 more Polynesians. You know, y'all holding tough on them Polynesians.
Y'all holding tough on the
Y'all-
Polynesians.
The Polynesians.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, man. So that's pretty much it.
Brother, what is coming up for you? Before I get to that, everybody, if you are into the chat, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, if you have a question for Alfonso, click that link, come in here. Give me one of your favorite fan moments, dude, over the years. What has been a moment where you ran into a fan and it was like crazy? You're like, oh wow, this person enjoys me.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna tell you and I still remember this to this day. There was a sister. I was at a restaurant. I was at a restaurant out in like Hollywood area, and I remember I walked in. I was getting the waiter was taking me to the table, and the sister just yelled out, "Oh my God, you're the boy with the eyelashes!" And I was like, "What? That's you? You're the boy with the eyelashes?" And I'm like, "Eyelashes?" And so, like, it's crazy because my eyelashes are like naturally just curly. So sometimes, like a woman might get like she'll get close, she'll see me, she'll be like, "Do you be curling your eyelashes?" I'm like, "No, I don't curl." So they be thinking I curl my eyelashes. You curl your eyelash. No, you ain't gotta lie to me. You be curling them. I'm like, I don't curl them. So
you be curling them.
You be curling them. But out of anything she could have said, I walked in the restaurant. She was, "That's you. You're the boy with the eyelashes." And then she said, "Come here." And I said, "What?" And I walked over and she was like, "I knew that was you. I knew that was you." And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Cause like out of anything, you know what I'm saying? Like she could have known, you know what I'm saying? Like I know it's like other features, like, my nose or whatever. Like, no, she was like, "Yo, your eyelashes." I'm like, all right, So it was a great moment because it still stuck with me. I'm like, what? Like, you know what I mean? And I've had people say, a lot of things. I mean, I remember one other one. I was I was walking down and I was heading up into this lobby, and a brother was like, "Oh my God, you Alfonso?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, okay, hold my baby." And so he said, "Hold my baby." And he gave me his baby. I'm holding the baby. I'm looking at the baby like, what? The baby looking at me like, I don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So then he was like, "I just want to take a picture with you and my baby." And I'm like, yo. So he took the picture. He said, "Yeah, hold the baby up." Okay, took the picture. He said, "Brother, okay, man, that's what I'm talking about." He looked at the picture. This is good. This is a good one. I'm gonna post this right now. Post it to what? Why am I holding the baby? I don't even know why
I'm lost at hold my baby.
Hold my baby. Hold my baby. Can you hold it? Hold him up now. Hold him up.
Hold him up now. Hold on, we got somebody in the green room. Overton, if you can hear me right now, Overton, change your name to just your name, Overton Claiborne. Y'all coming in here with y'all cash apps. Put your regular name. Brother's out of control in the green room. Hold on. Not the baby. Hilarious.
Not the baby. Yo, the baby. And I don't know that. So if y'all see a picture with me holding a baby floating, that's the picture. That's the hold my baby. What am I, a politician? I'm holding babies now.
Oh man, that's classic.
Hold my baby. Hold him up now.
Overton in the green room, change your name from your cash app to your regular name. The people come. There you go. All right.
Somebody said that was that Mari set up.
So we got Overton Claiborne wants to ask you a question. How you doing, good brother?
All right. Hey, what other things have you been doing besides that one movie you did, or how many movies have you done?
First of all, let me stop you right there, Alfonso. First, unmute yourself, Alfonso. Second, he's done more than one movie. This brother, there's a website that you should go to called IMDb. Everywhere that you find some of your favorite celebrities, some of your favorite actors, actresses, and the whole 9 yards, you'll find out the litany and the list of everything they've done. This brother is, let me put it like this. Alfonso is so famous. He's doing this show as a favor to me. You understand me? So it's not one movie.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him around, and I've seen him be funny, and he's really funny. And you guys are both comedic geniuses. You know what I'm saying? So I was just coming off the cuff with that, just trying to see what you was gonna say. I wasn't trying to disrespect nobody or nothing like that.
Oh, it's not.
No, you good.
You're a famous dude. So Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
But what was the did you have two questions? Did you only one or two?
It was.
Where you back? Overton, can you hear us? Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you.
I got you.
All right, what was your second part of the question?
No, I was just excuse me. Hold on, I can't talk to. I'm at work. But
yeah.
But my second part of the question is: Are we gonna see any skits with you guys in it? Both of you guys in it?
Let me tell you something.
Yo,
I would love Alfonso is so busy, bro. I'm like, man, he's the only person that I haven't shot with that I want to shoot with. This brother.
We need to shoot something. We need to shoot something. We do. Yeah. Because a lot of times, I
appreciate you for letting me on.
Oh, absolutely, man. Thank you so much, bro.
All right.
Man,
we need to shoot something up. We need to shoot something.
I'm telling you, I'm putting this out right there, right now. Everybody who follows Alfonso, once you watch his Instagram sketches, his YouTube, he's brilliant. Man, if you write it and you just tell me to stay still, I know the idea gonna be fire. I'm gonna just be like, I'll be happy. I'm reposting it and everything. Brilliant.
I'm reposting everything. No, I appreciate you, man. No, you always show love, man. CT, I'm like, yo, my man.
We gotta bring in, let's see, Roadmap. How you doing, man?
Roadmap.
Hey, how's it
What's
going?
up,
How's it going?
What up,
going
brother?
well,
I
man.
just want to
what are your questions?
I just want to congratulate both of you on your success. It's it's like a roadmap. That's why I chose the name.
Ah, nice.
I like
you guys
that.
are setting an example for the youngins, and I appreciate that. So my question for you, Alfonso, is how long does it take for someone to succeed on YouTube?
I would say I would say for YouTube, I don't think there's really a timeline for that. I would say there's not really a timeline because I've seen people, they've been on YouTube for years and haven't gotten to a certain pinnacle of where they want to be at. But then I've seen people get on there and within 2 months, they got millions of followers, so I wouldn't say there's a particular timeline. It just more so, content is king. I would say content is king because if you got the content, then that's gonna raise the standard for whatever you're doing. So people are gonna follow because you got the content. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate
man.
Definitely. Man. You guys have a good one.
You too, brother.
Hey,
Thank you, man.
Roadmap.
Man, the funny, it's so real because and I told you this, I think like this might have been before I even got into doing any type of sketches. Your audience, we love your content so much. We literally wait for it. Like it's like Andre 3000. It's like if he dropped an album today, everybody's going to get it. So it's like when you drop a sketch, we all be like, "Oh, here go another one, bro." It's so that's a testament to your quality, man. We love your content, dude.
I appreciate it, man, and everybody in the comments, man. Love y'all. Appreciate. I see it. What it? We got the cheese crumbles, bro. Man, there's all kind of comments. What's up? Shout out to y'all, man.
So we got Taven or Tavin Cochran. Is it Tavin or Taven?
It's Taven. It's Taven.
I know it.
Taven, what up?
What's going on?
Up, brother?
I just want to say, first off, CT, I really enjoy all your content. I'm all like, this dude man. Just be having me rolling.
Yeah.
I want to say, I'm a young brother. And so, of course, I grew up, I watched the movie Fat Albert. But then I grew up a little more and I saw you doing so much more stuff. And I was all like, yes. And so I want to just ask, how was that transition from, first, like you said, Vine and everything of that nature? How was that? And now you even do more stuff, even on TV, movies. How is that? Because a lot of stars, a lot of people, they can't get that right. And on top of that, they can't get that right. It's always, that's how you say all these stars fell off and stuff like that. So how did that transition actually work for you?
Great question.
Well, I mean, that's a great question. I think that you have to going back to, craft, you have to know your craft and you got to know what arena you're playing in. So if you're playing in film, you have to know what that takes. Film is very subtle, you know what I mean? And so it's not a lot of movement to where the film can pick up everything, TV might be a little more broad, but you have to know every arena. If it's social media, you got to know, we used to call it Vine acting. where people would be, if you watch like the Vine, is like sometimes it'd be like way over the top, and so you got to know that in that arena, that stuff like that works. You know what I'm saying? Like, King Batch kind of coined that, that big acting like, and then everybody kind of follow with it. So that works for that arena. But then you also got to know, okay, if you're shooting a commercial, if you're shooting a television show or a film, you have to really study that craft and know what it requires. Like when I was doing Love That Girl, like Clayton said, that was a show where Bentley, shout out to Bentley, man, that's my dude, Bentley Kyle Evans, who was the creator of the show. He let us rock out in a way that kind of how they shot Martin, where they just kept the camera rolling. So I knew off top, okay, this is going to require more improv, more interaction, so myself, shout out to Brescia Webb, who we would just go back and forth, just boom. We would, line for line, and that's how we would work it. He would let us play in that arena. So you just have to know the arenas that you're playing in and know that it's all different. Like stand-up comedy is different from comedic acting. People think that, if I'm a funny person, I can get up on the mic and be funny. Clayton knows it ain't the same. It's like when you're on the mic by yourself, you have to pretty much, you got to set up, lay it out and deliver yourself. You know what I mean? As opposed to if you're with in a scene with somebody else and they're helping to carry the scene with you. So just knowing each arena and knowing how to play in each of those will help you, through to be able to transcend to whichever arena that you're going in. You feel me? Hopefully I didn't lose you on that.
I should have took notes.
That was perfect.
I only got one pencil.
Just watch the replay, man. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, the replay. There we go. The replay. Yeah.
All right, man.
Thank y'all so much.
Really. Man. All right. Blessings.
All right, man. So yes, man. So tell us what is coming up for you, brother, and how can the people find you?
So let's see. I have 2 films coming out. I think one later this year called Broken Diamonds. And I have another film. This is this one. By the way, Broken Diamonds. A lot of I'm sure people are familiar with Ben Platt. He's it's him and I. We're starring in the film. He's the guy from The Politician. I believe they just got picked up for season 2, but he's a star of The Politician on Netflix. So it's Ben Platt, myself, and Yvette Nicole Brown is in the film as well. Shout out to Yvette. And so, it's gonna be a great film. And then we have a superhero film that I did called The Hyperions. So that stars Carrie Elways, who's from The Princess Bride. Everybody knows The Princess Bride. Wesley from The Princess Bride. He's in Stranger Things and a few other shows now. But man, great project set in the 70s. So I had to pick out the fro, grow it out. You know what I'm saying? And I was in an old vintage superhero costume, so it's wild. I got the skinny body, you know what I'm saying? It was no buff superheroes in the 70s. No buff. It was just straight as you are body,
as you are body, bro. So when is it coming out? I want to see this movie so bad. I watch everything that you're in. So when is it dropping?
Yeah, man. That film, I think it's going to be early next year, 2021. So. Okay. So they were gonna do a theater release late this year, but I think pandemic and everything kind of Corona, COVID done came through and said, "Who wants some? Who wants some of COVID?" That's
Who wants some?
Who wants some of COVID? Who wants some? I'm like,
my
really?
Bike.
I'm like, come on, COVID? Really? Y'all really? You gonna do me like that, COVID? Those is my lungs. You're like, that ain't even cool, man. That ain't even cool, COVID.
Those is my lungs with the
those is my lungs,
bro.
Yeah. So yeah, man. But so that joint to be early next year, and like I said, a lot of fun, man. Great film, and that's a dramedy, so you'll see me doing a little more drama. You know what I mean? And yeah.
As you should. All right, perfect, man. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been my first guest, Mr. Alphonso McCauley. Thank you so much for doing the show, man.
Appreciate you.
You're the best. I'm gonna text you after I finish.
My man, CT, love y'all, man.
My guy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am about to get into my musical guest. This brother has won the CT Singing Showcase several times. I'm talking about this brother is so incredible. You are in for a treat. When I tell you this brother has a gift from God, I am not lying. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mario, I don't know why I call him Mario. I want to call him Son of Soul because that's what he goes by, is Mario Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you, man?
What's going on, big bro? What's up?
Hey, man, you already know. I'm over here trying to give you the French spelling. It's Mario Smith. It's Mario Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is how it goes, man. I'm going to toss to you. You going to sing. You do your set, man, and I'll be back after you're done.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rio. I say, ladies and gentlemen.
Been thinking you for so long, and I feel, girl, you should let me know what the deal. Been peeping out your vibe, make you wanna let me slide. So what you need to do right now is keep it real. I know you want me, girl, just like I want you. So stop fronting like you don't when you do. So if you're feeling naughty, and if you really bad it, and if you give me right, my love will make you shout it. If you feeling like, if you feeling like kissing me, if you feeling like loving me, holding me, feeling like loving me, whoa, it's just feeling like kissing me. If you feel like loving me, baby, baby, yeah, feeling like loving me. Whoa, man, I got one more for you. Come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name. Oh, come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name, baby. You look so sexy. You really turn me on. Goes my mind every time I see your face, girl. I've been watching you for so very long, trying to get my nerves built up to be so strong. I really want to meet you, but I'm kind of scared, 'cause you're the kind of lady with so much class. I get my thoughts together for the very next day. Was when I see you, lady, I forget what to say. Your eyes and eyes, such a beautiful tone. The way you dress and walk, it really turned me on. Yeah. Ooh, you really turn me on. Come on, come and talk to me. My baby really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? Yeah, really wanna know. Come and talk to me, baby. Man. Yeah.
Brother, brother, let me tell you something, man. You already got us one over. Let me just, first of all, put your Cash App up just in case people want to bless you. You got to change your name to your Cash App.
Man, look, I don't know how to do that, man.
Mario, you don't be knowing nothing technological.
I'm still learning, man.
Yeah, here, you know what? I have a challenge for you, brother. I need a theme song for CT After Dark, and I would love for you to give me something together. I'll play it every Wednesday and Friday, CT After Dark. Yeah, man, you take creative liberty. I trust you.
Yeah,
man.
I'm on it. Say no more.
So talk to me, man. How does go ahead?
Now I was gonna say the Cash App is Son of Soul 33.
It's Son of Soul 33.
Yeah.
All right, Son of Soul 33. He can't put that on the screen like I told him. So it's Son of Soul 23.
My bad.
$ Son of Soul 23. Anybody who wants to bless him, go to the Cash App right now. So tell me, man, when did you begin singing? Because you're a country boy, you got the deep country voice, and you got the voice of just this angel dude. How did it come about?
Man, I appreciate it. I was about 8, man, and I was watching videos I wasn't supposed to. Now this how old I am. You know what I'm saying? This is when the box was going on. You had to call them and tell them to play the video. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my mama was wondering why the phone bill high, because I'm calling Jodeci, you know, I'm hitting TLC, and I wasn't supposed to be watching Salt and Pepper, because they was a little bit, you know, they was too nasty, but in my mind, they was blessed. You know,
they were definitely blessed. Woo.
Man, I think when I heard Aaron Hall and I heard Jodeci, and I just started back then. That's when we just had cassette tapes, and if you play it too much, you know, once that little wire come up out of it, it's over with. You know,
over.
That's another $20 you're gonna have to pay at the booth.
That's a fact.
That you know, just hearing them, man, Jodeci, Silk, a lot of those guys, man, really made me fall in love with it. And you know, I even though, like my father said, even though I wasn't going through nothing, they made you feel like you was going through something. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I was, you know, heart ain't never been broke, but I was like, you know, yeah, at 8, and then as I got older, Genuine and Tank was really the people that really brought me out my shell.
Man, dude, I wish my voice could do what yours does. It's such a gift, man. You have, can I call it an EP, or is it just a full album or mixtape? What is out right now that people can support?
It's right now, it's just my single, man. Like I said, what people, you know, just listening to you guys, man, and how, like he said, you got to be in love with what you do, man. It can't be about the money, and dealing with so many fake managements, and you know, it drained me. It made me fall out of love with what I love to do. So I finally got back into the feeling of it, and now I don't care whether I get that next level. I just love what I do. But right now I just have a single out, man. It's called Talk to Me. It's pretty much on any social media, man. It's what is it? Son of Soul, Talk to Me, featuring Chris Echo. Just pretty much the song came about is I see a lot of women post about men don't listen. You know, we don't, and that's why they don't talk to us. So I named the song Talk to Me. So it's pretty much on that level for them to understand that all of us, you know, we all listen. You know what I'm saying? Majority of us, some of us don't. But
facts. That's a fact. These are the facts. Man, dude, thank you so much for coming on, dude. It's always a pleasure, always an honor. Your voice. Brother.
Definitely, man. I appreciate that, man. For real.
Man.
Y'all, like I said, y'all family, man. You know, I'm trying to get my comedy skills up, trying to get my Jamie Foxx on, but you know,
dude,
it's
I need you to post more. I need you to get savvy. We're gonna work with it, man. You're gonna be knowing all of this stuff when we get done. Sandra's gonna teach you a bunch of shit. I'm going to teach you a bunch of stuff about this too. Anyway, thank you for doing the show, man. I'm gonna have you back, ladies and gentlemen. Mario Smith. All right, Playboy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is phenomenal. I met this young lady over a year ago. I don't even know how we met, but she was so dynamic. I was like, yo, would you be interested in getting in some of my content? And she was like, yeah, let's do it. And let me tell you something, professional. This is a professional actor. She literally, CT quit playing. You know, you can sing just like you do on COD, singing. Well, here's the thing. I can sing, but nowhere near close to what Real Son of Soul does. I'm not even going to try to sing after he did. This young lady is the true definition of an actor. She's a professional. She takes her craft so seriously. She's a Black woman. She's a queen, which is why I created a segment today called Ask a Black Woman, but we'll get to that another time. I am so honored to have her here from the DMV. She is here for us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Lindsey B. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am incredible. If I was doing any better, my name would be Lindsey B. So where are you at in the world right now?
Right now I'm in Connecticut. I'm from
Connecticut. What are you doing in Connecticut?
That's where I'm from. I went home and I
thought you were from DC.
No.
Connecticut?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What? Okay. Look, you already got some.
For her birthday.
Say it again.
I went to surprise my mom for her birthday.
Oh, that's dope. How old is your mom?
Whoa, dear. Like, no, my mom turned. She turned 64.
You think you better know you're over here making trips, taking trips.
In my head real quick.
So let's see. That's a good meet and greet title, CT and DC. Oh, that's touche. Tricky tried it. I'll try that when I hit the city. Look at that. New Desire says she loves your hair.
Thank you.
Yes, she is very beautiful. That is a fact, devil dog. So tell me this now. You are in this business. I am a personal friend. I get a chance to see your frustrations with the biz, sometimes your excitement about the business. You enlightened me to something. Maybe I think it was like 5 or 6 months ago we had this conversation. You were like, yo, I'm so tired of men trying to always smash me, and when there's work to be done, and they'll disguise them trying to work. They'll disguise them trying to smash through the work guys. Now, you as a woman, as you know, this business is so interesting and so many people are sensitive in it. How do you deliver the truth, which is, hey, fam, I'm not here for that. I'm trying to get this work, while still keeping his ego intact, or you not potentially, I don't know, messing any work for yourself, or trying to because it seems like as Black women, you guys always have to care about someone else's feelings and nobody cares about your own. So how do you deal with it in a tactful way?
It's hard. I'm still trying to figure it out, but basically I have to go in it with the level of respect, just as far as whenever the initiation of the relationship or the work, the gig, or whatever it is that we're doing, I just have to go in with that person with respect, to try to be as transparent as possible. And then just know, like, hey, even if we're like sidetracking or whatever, he's trying to sidetrack, it's like, but let's get this work done though. Time is, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about that later, drinks after, I don't know. But, it's like, just as far as we get the product done first, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, time is money. So as long as I can keep that on track some kind of way, and just verge back on there, that seems so far to be the best kind of tactic, at least initially.
Now, I love that. I love how you handle things. You've always been extremely straightforward, but also you don't make people feel bad about asking you things. Like, you have this gift to where it's like, I'll say this. There's a friend that I have. Her name's Brescia Webb. Me and BT talk about Brescia, and you have the same thing. Trust me when I say this. So Brescia and you have this thing where if a guy's trying to get at you, you literally laugh it off or make them feel comfortable about being rejected. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, hey, what's up, girl? You be like, well, you better go on. We're trying to get this work in. They'd be like, you're right. Yeah. So let's do, like, where did you learn that as a woman? Like, where did that come across to where did you see your other homegirls running into the guy, because you know guys are always stupid when it's like, hey, let me get at you. Oh no, thank you, I'm not interested. Well, forget you then, you ugly anyway. Like, did you see that happen and then say, you know what, I think there's a smoother way to do this to where everybody walks away happy?
Product of my environment, for sure. You know, growing up, and I know, like, for sure on the East Coast, that's like a thing. Like, you walking down the street, you know, whatever, and they be like, hey yo ma, you ignore them or whatever, we'll forget you there, you know, like all of that. Connecticut, going to school in Philly, it was even worse. So just, you know, been in that situation, and then I don't, even growing up, I'm just taking it back real quick. Even growing up, I never was that person to like, I felt bad if somebody else felt uncomfortable, you know, like in the corner that's like, you know, not really being able to, you know, connect with the group. I always kind of empathize and like, you know, went towards that person. So as far as that being concerned, it's like, damn, if I was that person, how would I want somebody to respond to me? So that, you know, as far as growing up in Connecticut and that kind of thing, and then being in LA is like, you know, conversations and just learning how to work the room, read the room, you know, kind of thing. So I just try to maintain a level playing field.
Now give me this. As an actor, notice I don't really use that actress thing, because it's like, it's kind of like comedian. It's like, hey, this is a comedian, this is a comedian. It's like, I'm never going to demolish or belittle or diminish, I should say, what another actor brings to the table just because of their gender. As an actor, what roles do you feel that you would love? Like, you have, of course, everybody wants to place somebody into a box, but without any box existing, what role do you want? And is it even out there?
What role do I want?
You know what I mean? Like, for example, it's like, I would assume what they would try and cast you for. Oh, we want you to be the pretty girl. We want you to be the dumb girl or whatever. What is the role that you want that you're like, okay, this is something I will crush?
Well, the person that I look up to the most is Taraji P. That's my girl. I feel like, as far as her tactic and the way she attacks her roles, is that they give her a lot of freedom, creative freedom. You know, it's like, here's the guidelines, here's the blueprint, stay within this box, and go out a little bit, then, you know. And I think as far as that is concerned, just let me do me. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep the camera rolling. Let's see what comes out of it. I want that kind of role. At first, I was more so catered to like the dramatic role, but as long as I have that kind of freedom, like, I love to make people cry and feel. Like I said, I think I'm more so an empath. So as far as I can, like, you know, give that kind of energy out, I want people to feel that in my work. But then, you know, with my experience being out here in LA for so long, it's not only through tears and anger, you know, that people can feel. So as far as comedian, like comedy and stuff like that, I'm gonna do it all. Action too.
I like this. I want to see you in an action film. I definitely want to see you doing some true action. I've had you do extremely minimal stunts in my sketches, but I want to see you like fight and kill somebody. Devil Dog, if you could do someone's biopic, who would it be?
Erykah Badu.
Yo, you would kill that.
I love her.
I never even thought about that. You would destroy. Wow. Hey, on the low, you know how, I don't know if you saw, you probably seen it. You're up on all the actor news. The guy who did the Fresh Prince trailer, they greenlit that, and now it's a TV show that's coming out to the Peacock Network. So I know, right? I just read that the other day. Anthony Wright, fam, watch the replay if you just coming in at late asking questions like this. Anyway, so maybe you shoot a quick little minute and a half trailer of some Erykah Badu-isms. And you know what I'm saying? And I guarantee that will get attention, because number one, everybody loves Erykah Badu, myself included. So if you do that, especially with your chops, fam, you talking about getting the exact same thing happening for you a year from now.
That's dope.
That would be so Fire. Okay, so give me your worst audition. What happened? And how did you feel after it happened?
My worst audition. There's been so many auditions.
Yeah.
Let me see here. My worst audition. Okay. This is more so, it's not really embarrassing, but so back maybe let's say 5 years ago, I had this audition for this music video. And it was on what lot is it? It was on the same lot that they film or audition for Insecure, but it was the front part of that lot. I can't remember. They were doing like what's the show? The singing show. Not
which one?
American, right? Not American. The one where they turn the chairs around.
The Voice.
The Voice. I think they were doing the auditions there, holding the auditions there. And so I had this audition for this music video, this rap music video or whatever, and it was for a twerker. And this is before twerking was really like a thing. And you'll come in your shorts, whatever, booty out. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. Long story short, I go up to this very nice corporate building of these hip hop rappers, just little rich boys around the way.
Hold on, let me stop you. He just hit the Cash App. Shout out to Rashid. Team CT clap for you, fam. Thank you so much. Lindsey, if you get any Cash Apps, tell me. We will stop and thank them. Guys, hit the Cash App for Lindsey right there. Make sure you bless her. She is here because she is a friend of the show. So make sure you guys bless her. Hit her, all of that good stuff. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so basically, I had to go up there and twerk, but they didn't. The room, it was a conference room of just a clear all around conference room of all these high city corporate people, and the music went on, and they was like, "Can you twerk for us?" And I was just like, "What is going on?" I felt like I was this little insect in like a viewing case, and I didn't have my shorts on, so I'm sitting there trying to twerk all hard and stuff, tight jeans on, it wasn't nothing. So that was kind of it was just embarrassing. I just felt like I was kind of cooning around for people right at the same time. So that was the worst one. I was just like walking out like
Did you end up seeing the video afterwards, like what the finished product was?
That's whole nother story about what that audition was really for, because for next episode, I was called back in for a phone call or a callback, and it was just another person and me in the whole entire building. So
that sounds unsafe.
Them struggles, man. Them young Lindsey actor struggles.
I remember. I'll give you my greenest audition, because as a comedian, I would go into an audition early on getting into LA thinking that I could just wow them off being funny. And I went in, I didn't memorize the lines. I'm reading off the paper. Like I was like, yeah. So then she gonna tell me, you better go. And I look for them for the next line. And they were like, thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. I'm like, yeah, so when are y'all shooting this? They're like, you don't need to know. You ain't booked this, fam. So super awkward, yo. I feel sorry for women in the industry. No matter what it is, they always sexualize. That is true. A lot of women get sexualized, and it's unfortunate. First of all, shout out to the Me Too movement, because a lot of women have taken their power back, and now there are so many men that are scared to even say something crazy. Hey, can I tell you that I like your shirt? Yeah, I'll accept that. Okay, nice shirt. Like I get the stories from Sandra, and I'm like, man, everybody's completely changed, which should have been like that from the beginning. But ignorance is bliss, and it always takes an uprising for things to change a lot of times. What show would you like to be on now? Like, what are you watching that you like? Yo, I would love to book that.
I want to be on Black as a season. That was dope. I like that.
Okay.
I love that. I want to work with him, period. So
I can see that.
I'm putting that out there in the universe. I want to work with Kenya Barris.
You're going to get that. Here's the thing. The Hollywood game, all you got to do is just go be around. It's less about work here as it is as long as people feel comfortable with you around. Like the majority of work that I've gotten has been because I was cool and I happened to be able to do the job. So it's like, once you just cool, man, never underestimate the power of being cool. Somebody invites you to a birthday party, go. Somebody says, yo, we having this this little get together at the park, go stay for about 10-20 minutes, give them a hug, take a picture, thank them for the invite. That goes so much further than oh no, I'm just focused on my work, I'm gonna stay home, because that got me nowhere for years. I had to change it around. Let me bring in she just dropped in one of my favorite people on the whole planet right now. She makes me laugh. She is my favorite rat that never likes being called a rat because she says she's not a rat. I don't want you cussing when you come up in here, and don't say no M-bombs, because she's from the Lou. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 to 11s. Hello, Dominique.
I am not a rat, Lindsay. I am not a rat.
I'm not a rat.
You're lying to y'all. Like, why would you do me like that? Like,
Lindsay.
I wasn't even on cuss. I understand the guidelines. That was not me the last show. I was under control.
I was like, okay.
Control. That hurt my feelings. You owe me an apology.
For which part? For saying the rat or saying that you're gonna cuss?
Bro, my feelings are hurt.
You know what?
My feelings are hurt, y'all.
Because you're lying.
Looking out, looking crazy, like, to this new beautiful young lady. Like, my feelings, like, how could you? How could you let
somebody? She's doing this for the cameras, y'all. I promise you, she's doing this for the cameras.
Like,
I on camera.
I'm not a bad person. Oh my God.
Let me do this. I on camera will apologize for calling you a rat, even though you know. Oh. Now, let's go back to the question of the day. I want both of you guys to answer this. The question of the day: do you let everybody you date meet your parents, or only the special ones? Lindsay, I'm gonna start with you.
Only the special. Mama is crazy. Like, no, no. Special ones only, and that I can name one hand. Yes.
What? That's incredible. I too can do the same. So Dominique, do you let everybody you date meet your parents, or only the special ones?
My mama don't play that. So I've only had like one boyfriend ever meet my mom.
Okay.
Because she's like, I'm not about to begin attached to somebody. You know, you change guys like you change underwear. So I'm not about to do that. Which is not true, by the way. The boyfriend that she met, I dated him for like 5 years. So how is that even possible, Mom? The slander. My dad, it's the same thing. Like, my dad is really important to me. So like, he only met that one guy. So yeah, and now I live in LA. So, actually, no, my daddy met the guy out here. That was it. My mom did not.
Hold on, David Asensio. Not gonna lie, wish this was rated TV MA. Love seeing you all curse. Here's the thing, fam. These videos are at least an hour and some change, so I dare not curse and mess up the monetization. That's number one. Let me start you right there. Number two, too much cussing is just you understand what I'm saying? It gets too much. I'm not going to stall her out, AJ. She's not a rat, but she is ratish. Now, I will say this. I love Dominic. Just your reaction to this is always classic. So I told Alfonso early in the show, I'm like, yo, I've only allowed 2 women to meet my mother. And I'm the same way. Like, my mom crazy. She don't want to be attached to nobody. And when my mom, when you're on her good side, she's the best. But when you're on that bad side, you wish you didn't even meet her. So I didn't want to subject women to that either if I didn't know that they were going to be around for a long time. You know what I mean? Mom is not helping her. I'm not a red case because of her mom. So answer me this. So Lindsay, I'm gonna start with you. With the guys that you introduced to your parents, did your parents break up with them after you did as well, or did they remain in contact?
Well, I've only had 2 relationships in my whole entire life. So the first one, no, she did not. When I was like in college, he like came back home, and when I was in college, like I would call him, like, where you at? Like, oh, I'm at your next football game. Your mom didn't even talk to her. Like, what? Like, what's going on? Why are you? And then my last boyfriend before that, she broke up with him before I did. So
hold on. Dwayne says, do you date women that are just like your mother? Let me tell you something. I have every woman that I've been in a serious relationship with, just two, Tangerine and my first girlfriend, had qualities that my mom have, but I would never date anybody that's like my mom because that's creepy, number one. And number two, I don't know. I just always, the qualities that I love that my mother and my older sister had shown me when I was growing up is a woman that always works and gets her own on her own. Someone that is selfless. They always put the needs of their children over their relationships, and just sweet, like very giving women. So in that case, Tange is exactly like that. She's very giving. She's very nurturing. She doesn't wait on me to do anything for her. I pay the bills because I want to, not because I have to, which is always a blessing. And yeah, those qualities are similar. But as far as like, you know, because a lot of women date guys that are like their fathers all the way around. Like they look like their dad, they are built like the dad, and they act like the dad. I'm like, I think you want to smash your daddy, and that's kind of creepy, but I'm gonna stall you out. So, but no, every woman that I've dated has looked complete opposite of my mom and sister. But yes. So, Dominique, have your parents broken up with the spouse after you did?
They didn't really have a relationship to begin with. I will say that because like I like to keep so much like separate anyway. So it's like I will say that they were guys that I've dated have probably been closer to my Uncle Boo and my Auntie Binky. Now my aunt, Uncle Boo, Auntie Binky.
Uncle Boo and Auntie Binky?
Yes.
You wild. Keep going.
Now my ex would not stop going over to my uncle's house. And I'm like, yo, like, I don't even live in St. Louis anymore. Like, let it go. Like, we're never, ever getting back together.
Yeah.
So I had to shut that down. I had to tell my uncle and them, I'm like, yo, like, stop letting this Negro in the house. Like, stop.
Yeah.
So my Uncle Wayne ended up getting in his butt about some stuff. So he stopped coming around. But I was I'm really cool with his mom. Like, his mom is still, like, really, really dope. But that's it.
So now this is a portion of the show. First of all, let me take y'all for a second, Dominique. Lindsey, tell everybody what's coming up for you, how the people can find you, because it's about to get crazy and I don't want you to have your innocent image diminished. So how can we find you? What's coming up?
Well, my Instagram is at Lindsey, LYNDSEYDEE, like my hashtag. And that's pretty much the only. I don't do the TikTok, and I'm too old for that. I realize I'm getting way too old for all of that.
What are you, like 26? Too old for something?
I'm 26. We'll keep it there.
A solid 26. I am too old, child. Let me tell you something. Anyway, Lindsey B on Instagram. What do you have coming up that you want to tell the people?
Right now, I'm bossing up. I'm working on my womenpreneur part of my life. So I'm also a hairstylist as well. So I'm solidifying that finally, so I could be more legit instead of, I've been doing it for 2 years on my own. So just becoming more legit with that as far as taxes and stuff is concerned, that kind of thing. And then I also am with my partner. We started or launched a talent consulting agency. So it's called Taylor Talent Reels, just as it sounds. And I'm working on that part while the world is quiet and not too many auditions and stuff are going on.
I love it. Lindsey, I can never thank you enough for always telling me yes when I call you. You are the sweetest woman in the world. I appreciate you for sharing your time and sharing your gift. And everybody, make sure you check out Lindsey B. Always a pleasure. I will hit you soon.
Bye. Hey, Tange girl.
All right, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring back Dominique. Let's just have a conversation. Dominique is always a joy and a pleasure. How's your day going, Dominique? First of all, before you say that, we got a super chat from Q Montgomery. Team CT clap for you, fam. Thank you so much for the love. And Dominique, let me know if you get a Cash App to your phone as we are doing this. So tell me, this is, let me go back to the segment because, I love showing these things. Ask a Black woman.
Okay.
We have several questions. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the comments, ask your question that you've always wanted to ask a Black woman that you might not have gotten the courage or had the courage to ask. Now we have an incredible one right here. Lindsay, if you're still watching, Tangerine says, hey. So
Tange with the hot thirst traps today. I was like, give me body, boo.
Oh, she posted a thirst trap. She always posts those right when I'm doing something, so I can't see it.
I told you, it's one of the posts, like when you swipe through and she makes like a comment and she tags you to say to come get the WAP. I was like, y'all are so cute.
Tangerine is
amazing.
Yeah, of course that. But Tangerine is not slick, is what I'm trying to say. Tangerine knows what she be doing. I know the Haber would for me, but I take it anyway. Shanita Morgan says to Tangerine. So let's ask a Black woman. What would I like to ask you? I think I'll start with this. You are a single Black woman. Let me get that in the camera. Yeah, you're a single Black woman. Here's a good question. When a man texts a woman, let's say y'all having a great conversation, right? Mm-hmm. And it's nighttime, and then the next day comes, right? Instead of picking up where the conversation left off, why do y'all start a new conversation like that was gone? Like if I say, hey, what's up with the Lakers? And then the next day when you read it, you wake up and you be like, hey, what's up? Instead of answering what's up with the Lakers.
I don't know. I don't really do that. I feel like I try to pick up where I left off because half the time I fall asleep in the middle of it anyway. So I fall asleep. You know that I fall asleep. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on, we got a super chat. Anthony Wright just sent $20. Team CT clap for you, fam. Blessings for the nice chunky donation. Appreciate that blessing, fam. Oh, look at that. Joy Hendricks says, I actually I continue my conversation. Okay, I respect that.
Yeah, I continue mine.
You do.
I do. Like, I don't just hop in. Now, there are people that say I leave them on red. I don't leave them on red. I don't. I'm like, yo, like, I'm scrolling, I'm looking at this. I've never left you on red. Now, if it is a closed statement, it's not open-ended. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like, to me, you ended the conversation. But I pretty much just kind of pick up where I left off unless it's something like weird or wild. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to ignore that and move on to the next thing. But, yeah, that's it.
Let's see. Ask a Black woman. Give me your questions in the comments. You want to ask a Black woman? We just had one. Let me go back to it. Why don't you Black women? First of all, Andre, you're also Black. So why did you preface it with, why do you Black women? I think what he's trying to why do you Black women? Why don't you guys like your hair to be touched?
Okay, so in the middle of this pandemic, I can't get my hair done, one, as often as I used to. Okay. Now, he also is taxing. I need this to last longer. No, you cannot touch my hair. No, you cannot pull it. It's a process. This is art. Mm-hmm. It might not look like art today, but on a normal, regular day, it is art. Thank you. It's just it's hot.
Let me tell you something. I don't ever want to see your hair black. I only want to see your hair blonde.
You want to know what's? I bought a black wig the other day.
No.
And I was a little confused because I had not seen my hair so dark in a long time. So I'm like, I don't know if I like this or not. I'm going to keep it because it's cute. It may save me for one day, but I'm so used to having color in my hair. I was like, I just got to buy color wigs. That's it.
Yeah, color. But here's the thing with you. Hold on. Essence to Go says, because we not puppies. I agree. Black women don't like their hair touched because they're not puppies. I agree. AJ says, I hate women rubbing my waves because they always rub against the grain. I'll give you that. When I had waves, I definitely hated when they would rub my joint backwards. I'm like, hey, baby girl, I worked hard on these. That's how you read that too. Why do Black women? Let's see. Yeah, so with your hair, I love your hair in short. I also, let me tell you the wig I enjoyed that you had. You and Tangerine did the commercial with Tahir for Tell 'Em More Do, I think. And Oh man, this covered up both of us. Thank you, Spicy. Appreciate that love. Comment is outrageous.
Oh, the pink one, the ombre pink one with the dark root and then the pink. Yeah, I think that my
was
favorite.
great because it makes you stand out, and it looked very classy. It didn't look hood radish. It just looked like, ooh, who's
hood rat that I am, apparently. According to CT.
You're not a full-on hood rat. I don't want that to be out there. Let me tell you what type of rat you are. You're the rat that I can take you in public around people, but after a couple glasses of wine and somebody says something that you don't like, you're not gonna hold back. That's the type of rat that you are.
You know what? Actually, I would because especially depending on. Well, in my mind, I am like still a child when it comes to things like this because I always think about you represent me, so I can hear my mama and my daddy. And so I'm not gonna be like crazy. I might get up and leave. Now I might say a little something like really flat, and then I'm gonna excuse myself just because I listen. Now, have I cut people out? Absolutely, but I try to save it for behind closed doors. I try to keep it together.
She's not mean, AJ. She's actually very sweet. I mean, like, this is another type of, I have, first of all, 1,000 of these for you. You're also the type of rat that knows that you've had bologna sandwiches, but you love telling people, oh, I won't go back to that. Like, that's the type of rat you are. You won't deny that you've eaten them.
I still eat sandwiches.
I didn't say sandwiches. Bologna.
Not bologna. You know what? But I don't eat pork for real. Like,
oh, really?
So that's why I don't eat bologna sandwiches. Now I will eat a mean turkey sandwich. I would put so much mayo on it, layer it, all this meat, like half the pack. I'm gonna eat a sandwich.
Ask a black woman. Let's think.
What else would you like to know?
I would like to know. Ask a black woman. How do you guys feel? Well, I know the answer to that. I was going to say, the question was going to be, how do you guys feel when you see when you see a black man dating outside of their race? But to be honest, I know y'all don't really mind that as long as he's not degrading black women while he's doing it. That was what I was going to say. But the new question should be, why do you think we aren't as unified, black men and black women? A lot of us are, but I'm saying as a whole.
I think a lot of it reverts back to like household and how people were raised. I feel like we talked about this before, maybe, because it's the same thing. Like, I don't really call men like the B word, and I don't want to. And I feel like it's the same thing. It's like a certain level of respect we don't like have for each other. And I feel like it probably stems from like upbringings and parents, or, you know, and I think a lot of it also too stems from a lot of systemic racism. And
Tangerine, let me tell you something. If you think Tangerine is wrong, you are out of your mind. These are all facts that she said. I completely have a crush on Melanie, and I love hood rats. You know why I love hood rats? Because my mom told me when I was a kid, my first hood rat I ever met was this girl named Trina. My sister is in here. She's watching too. Trina used to live across the street. Trina was the biggest hood rat I'd ever seen in my life. Okay. She was just always fast, and you just knew she knew too much for a 9-year-old girl. And my mom saw me playing with her one day. My mom saw me playing with her one day, and she was like, you better stay your ass away from Trina. And I was like, what? She was like, she fast. I don't like that little hood rat girl. And that made me want her even more. So then I started being attracted to girls who were like Trina for the rest of my life. And I didn't like Tangerine. I would hope by name was a hood rat, but she's not. Like, she's amazing. She tries to be hood, but she's the sweetest girl in the world. And I love Tangerine, but my freaking secret is I love hood rats. So keep going.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny because I was so. I'm not that it was like corny or nerdy, but it was just that I was in a hood rat. Like when I tell y'all that my mom, I didn't even get a relaxer to my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
By the middle of college, I was over it. My friends always thought that I was like the whitest Black girl.
Really?
Yes, because I was so articulate apparently in how I dressed and everything. Like it was just, and the things that interest me, like they were not playing with Barbies. They were not doing puppetry. They thought they were like, you Black, but you like the whitest Black girl ever. I'm like, all right, I guess. So I guess now as an adult, I'm like overcompensating my sexy because I was always like teased for being, I guess, white. I don't know.
I used to get that as a kid because I enunciated all my words. It still comes out sometimes, but I'm more so country now. Tangerine says, I'm from Inglewood. CT gets excited when the real hood me comes out because you know what it is with Tangerine? I feel like she went and got electroshock therapy because she's exactly like you. She speaks properly. Her diction is amazing. And she takes her time when she's speaking. But every now and then, I remember I said something to her crazy in like 2012. It was crazy. And she was like, hey, I don't know who you talking to, blood. And I was like, what did you say? And she immediately snapped out of it and went right back to being Tangerine.
It's certain things. Okay, so I call it the Dorothy Cozart. And my granny was out of pocket. And it was one day I was like, it's a switch. And it's like, it's a switch. And it's in this like secure box. And somebody has cracked the safe and I just go off. And I just fly off the handles. And it's so funny because my mom was like, oh my gosh, you act just like your granny. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to. But I don't because she's done crazy things. And I'm like, look at that girl.
White Black women are fun. They sometimes, I think if you get one that still knows that she's Black, it's the best. Here's the funny thing. She can't use it when she wants. Like it has to come out when she's angry because when she tries to sound hood, she just sounds ridiculous. Like she'll be like, da, 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 da. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. And she was like, but I'm from Inglewood. I'm like, I have to make her mad for her to sound like a rat. And then when she is, I'm like, ooh, that was sexy. CT and Tang, because that's not how you spell Tange, should do a show for troubled married couples. We can't do a show about something we don't know anything about. We're not troubled. We don't have a bad marriage. She's the best. This is a solid relationship. I don't know what some of y'all marriages is going through, but I'm pretty good over here, fam. Dominique, let's see. Ask a Black woman. I'm gonna write physical questions, and I want you to come back to. Do you have any questions you want to ask a Black man?
Why don't y'all listen on the first time?
Okay, Jesus Christ. I can't take this flaring filth. You see how I muted her? All right, what's your question?
That is so rude. See, listen, I am so peaceful. I am not a rat.
You are not a rat.
I am not a rat. No, seriously. How does that, I would really like to know that. Like, how come we have to ask you guys more than once?
More ones about what?
Like anything. Like if it's something simple like the trash or, don't forget to make the bed. How come I have to say it more than once?
Well, okay. I'll say this for me in particular, and then I'll give you a generalization. For me in particular, you have to say something more than once to me, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm on my video game, if I'm in my phone, on an app that I'm paying something attention to, because you could be on your phone and not really be paying attention and still listen. But if I'm doing something, you got to say it more than once, because if it's important to you, I need to know what it was. If it's something like take out the trash, blah, 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 you should say it like a hey when I'm paying attention, because a lot of times we're multitasking and we're not doing it correctly, so we can't do more than one task. So we let something go by the wayside. So you have to tell us more than once to do something or about something, because we think of several other things at once that I know I'll forget. And as a generalization, men typically don't listen to things that aren't important to them. So if you're telling me, hey, I would like to go out to dinner next week and we could go get a hotel, like Tangerines be like, yo, let's go here, let's go there. I'm like, because I don't want to do that. So I'm not even paying attention. But if you're telling me something that if you weave in what you want with something that I want, I'm gonna remember. You know what I mean? Like if you say, oh, you know what we should do? We should go to laser tag and afterwards we should get a hotel. Then I'm like, yeah, laser tag. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll get you a hotel, but we got to go to laser tag. That's how you should do it. Hood Me is in a sketch with Big Jai on my YouTube page when she knows all his homie's secret. Yeah, that's the closest she's ever come to letting out her true rat. There's a way to show things. There's a way to say things to a man to get him to do something. If it's a secret code, wives must learn. Facts. So give me another one. Ask a black man.
Okay. So let's say, so I was in a situation where one time I have been very vocal about the things that I needed and like the expectations. And I understand that sometimes people are not at the same place. Sometimes I can recognize that. But it's like, if you're asking me what the problem is and I'm telling you and you're not adhering to me, why is it a shock when I say, yo, like, I got to chill out. I need to figure shit out with you because you're not listening.
That's all good.
And so, like, prime example, pretty much one of the situations I was in recently, I just had not been feeling very, like, appreciated. And I felt like things were just, like, being, like, left unsaid. But I was very, like, vocal in the issues that I was having. But I felt like the person was not receptive. He was not listening to understand. And so when I took a step back, and I might have dated somebody else in the meantime, which I feel is okay because we were on a break. And now that's a problem because it's like, it looks like I went elsewhere to get my needs met. And then now we're back having this conversation, but I'm like, yo, I had to step away for you to understand what was happening. Why do things like that have to happen?
With what your situation was, the break thing is something. If a man offers a break, it's only because he wants to go smash some chicks without any repercussion. However, he doesn't want you to smash other.
You paused.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, let me first of all, everybody.
My bad. Sorry.
You there?
I don't know what happened.
I know what happened. Sandrine was touching stuff. She had to unplug her phone and hit the modem, and it restarted everything. Sorry, everybody. Thank you.
I was like, I swear it wasn't me.
Man, so
okay. So what did you say in my case? What happened?
Yeah, in your case, when men say they want to take a break, it's because they want to smash other girls and they don't want you smashing other guys during a break. Because if you smash another guy during a break, they feel like they got cheated on. However, in a man's mind, we're never wrong. So when you tell us something like, oh, this is lagging here, or I need this, they, especially if it's in the bedroom, because that's what I'm assuming you're alluring to, they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong because their ego can't take that they are doing something wrong. So it's like, nah, she tripping. I just gotta, I gotta slow down. I was hitting her with the rabbit. I can't hit her with the rabbit. I gotta hit her with the slow possum. You understand me? And that's what that is.
I'm not gonna say it wasn't that. It was more on like an emotional like level.
Right, Autumn.
So but even in the midst of that, like I realized like the importance of, like, I feel like it took me to do that and to even be honest to say, well, look, this is what's up. Like, you want to have this meeting, you want to have a conversation, I'm seeing somebody. And I feel like it took me to say that for him to like really understand like the damage that he had caused. Why is that?
For you to have said that, a lot of times we also don't listen in relationships until we feel like we have lost you or about to lose you. That's when we get super vulnerable. That's when we get super, let's fix this. The stuff that I should have fixed before we broke up, because now I appreciate you at the fact that I've lost you and at the fact that I shouldn't have lost you. So let's do this. Anything you want. Let's go to counseling. Let's talk about our feelings. Let's talk about how I've been wrong about this. It's because of a comfort thing. We get so comfortable with you being all of everything that you are to us that the minute that that's threatened, it's like, man, I've really lost something good. I can't tell you how many arguments I've had with Tangerine where I've not appreciated her and then needed her to do something and realized, oh man, I truly depend on this woman a lot. And I should probably be more grateful to have her. And that's easier said than done. Luckily, I caught that when it was just a petty argument instead of one of us moving out and then being like, you know what? I should have probably not interrupted her when she was talking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like little stuff or whatever. But how do you think you communicate? Do you communicate in the sense of expecting him to read your mind, or do you very blankly and clearly say how you're feeling without joking around? Like a lot of people would be like, I always hate when you leave dishes in the sink. Stop playing. I'm talking about like, do you straight on say, listen, I don't like when you leave dishes in the sink?
Yeah, I really try to be as clear and concise. And I felt like at first I was kind of like tiptoeing and trying to phrase things so he wouldn't get offended. But then after like meeting back up and having that conversation, I was like, okay, honestly, like this is how I feel. And I feel like I've told you in like certain ways, but this is like straight out. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything anymore. Like, I just need to tell you how I feel. Like, hopefully you're not offended, but but like, because even like we went to dinner, what was that, Sunday? And he was like talking about something and he was like, well, I still, I'm not sure where where I stand with you and where you stand with me. I'm like, hold on. Yeah. You're the one that was not listening. And I was very like open and honest with you. So you can't say that you're not sure about me. I should be the one saying that I'm not sure about you. Right. So I try. I really try.
I admire that about you, specifically because a lot of people don't give that. Joy says, why do men shy away from independent women, CT? And you know what? This is a question, believe it or not, that I've been asking myself since I was a little boy. Because like I said, I grew up watching my mother and sister make more money than the men that they dated. I watched my mother and sister date these guys that feel so insecure about them having more money than them as a man, and they would be like, no, I want to pay for this, or I'm gonna go here. And it's like, fam, you can't afford it. What's wrong with her paying for this? Well, I'm the man, I need to do this. And it's like, but if she has this to do it and she wants to do it because she loves you, she hasn't made you feel bad about making as much money as her, but they still feel slighted. And I think men feel insecure about that, and they can't deal with independent women because they're independent. A lot of men like to feel needed and wanted. So if a man doesn't feel needed and wanted in even the slightest of ways, they don't feel like men. And there are ways for you as an independent woman to make your man feel needed. If you don't need him financially, maybe you need him to do man stuff around the house. Hey, baby, could you fix this? Hey, baby, go kill that spider. Hey, baby, can you make your famous eggs and bacon in the morning for me? Or can you please drive my car to do this or whatever? Like there are things to work around to make us feel like men. For the first few years of my relationship with Tangerine, she was she had more money than me. Like she was, doing things for us, taking us on trips, taking me to amusement parks and all of that. And she never once made me feel like less of a man because she paid for things. She made me feel like more of a man. We would go to restaurants sometimes and she would give me like $20 to tip the valet guy. Like, here, give it to him because it's better coming from you. And I'm like, I'm cool with you giving him the 20. I don't trip like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't need to feel like this big, strong man. I know that you still gonna do what I say when we get to the house. Like, that's enough for me because she makes me feel like a man. A lot of women who are independent don't do that. A lot of women who are independent make men feel less than because I don't need you. I know you don't think that little $30 you brought in for last month's rent was going to do something. Like they do that. And they demean the man or let them know they don't need him over and over to where it's drilled into his head. So I think a lot of independent women, it just depends on the type of woman you are before the independent comes in. And that will dictate how men treat you. If you're somebody who is affluent, you have your things together, and a man, and you're not boastful about it, or you even trying to help them achieve their own, then you're going to get an incredible guy who wants to deal with that. But if you're the woman that is making him feel not needed, overall, it's not going to work.
I dated a guy. He was also very shorter than me. I put it up for like insecurities or whatever, but he definitely said that. He said that he felt like I didn't need him. But here's the thing, is that we worked at the same job and I made more money than him. So I didn't need to ask him for anything. And I'm like, yo, like you're a third assistant. Like I like have had like really great friends in that position. So I know what that's like. So I didn't feel like I'm like, what is it that you need? Like I can ask you for something if that's what you want. But I thought we was having a good time vibing. And he was just like, yeah, I just feel like you really just don't need me. I'm like, okay. I don't, but yes. But I'm trying to like understand and make sense of everything. And to me, it kind of felt like a cop out, but I'm like, yo, like, if you want to take me to get my hair and my nails done, like, I'm not going to tell you no. If you want to go I am not going to tell you no. But I was just like, okay, basic things, whatever. I budgeted out. Like, I wasn't thinking about it like that, but I understand where you're coming from. I try to be aware of those things now. And I even try to ask like for certain things just so a man knows like, okay, I need you in some sort of way. Like I might ask to get my hair done or can you buy me these shoes or something? Just like nothing like super well. And I have like dated guys where I'm like, are you gonna pay my rent? Like, can you pay my rent this month? I didn't need it, but sure. It's not a problem.
I hear that. I will say that I had never been that guy because my mother and sister, although they were the breadwinners in their relationships, they always taught me to never get a woman whose hands looked like cups, who was always begging, hey, do this for me, do that for me, do this for me, do that for me. And I grew to be so cognizant of the women who were gold diggers. And believe I'm about to break this down. This is going to trip a lot of y'all up. The term gold digger is not respected by men who don't have money. If you don't have money, hearing the word gold digger is always like, oh, she ain't about to get everything I got. But when you got money, you actually appreciate somebody that you're like, oh, great. All I got to do is buy her this or take care of that. And you get what you want in a sense. It's fine. However, I also knew that there was a very fine line of meeting a woman who had everything that she needed and wanted me around. So in my extremely broke years, and I was dating all these women who were super prominent, they wanted me around. They knew that I couldn't afford their lifestyle. They just enjoyed me being there. And I think as long as you have that in a relationship, you're going to have a balance. Because I never not felt like a man. I always felt like a man. I just knew that I wasn't about to pull out my lack of debit card at the time to pay for a meal that I couldn't afford. And they knew it too. It was what our relationship was. Now, in the same sense, you as a man need to always know your masculinity isn't lying in your pocket. Your money doesn't make you the man, and your lack of money doesn't make you less of a man. So as long as you know that difference, I've seen dudes that had no money that be with women who have thousands or millions, and they're still the man. So as long as you have that, no financial precursor should be set to who you are.
No, that's absolutely. I agree, and I've been in situations where I've never felt like less than or felt like I needed that guy because of those things. But I was like, okay, well, this is just icing on the cake for me. So, and then it introduced me to like like somewhere I knew I needed to be. So I was like, okay, well, let me do the work so I can get there on my own, because this is not guaranteed. So it taught me like a new way to hustle too. But I've been in spaces where it's like guys are like, yeah, because I got this and this happened. I'm gonna do that. I'm like, who cares?
Right. Because that's what they thought that impressed you or was going to do something. And it would if you were a weaker woman who had never seen those things. Like I joke about, well, it's not a joke. I do pay all the bills, but I joke about these things to Tangerine. Like, yeah, I paid for this and I bought you that and I bought this. And she's always like, yes, baby, thank you, all of that. But at the end of the day, she doesn't need me to do any of that. She would be fine with or without me financially in her life, because she has her own large amount of money that is getting larger because she hasn't had to pay for anything in a very long time. But my point is, these types of things are what women make men. You guys are the best manipulators. You have the power to build us up or break us down at the flip of a finger.
Okay, so with you guys being married, I have a serious question, because I've argued with my homeboys about this. When you get married, do you feel like bills should be 50-50? Like
when you get married?
Like, even because I feel like if we're dating, that's one thing, but I feel like but I'm also very old school and traditional in that sense. But my homeboy was getting married, and he was like talking about splitting the rent with his, now wife. And I thought it was so wild. I'm like, yo, and she was like Afghani. So I was like, yo, like her culture is not like that at all.
Right.
So I'm just letting you know what you're about to walk into. Like that 50-50 that y'all are splitting as boyfriend and girlfriend right now is about to change once you jump that broom. If you jump in a broom, I don't know what you jump in, or if you jump in, I don't know. But I just feel like at a certain point, now maybe it's me buying groceries, maybe I'm paying the gas bill or something, but I feel like mortgage, rent, I should not be splitting that with anybody.
I'm going to give you this answer, and I'm going to bring in David. He's in the green room. He wants to talk to you. This is the truth. It's not even about marriage. It's not about relationship. It is about what you guys can do financially, period. I don't think it should be because we're married, I should have to pay all the bills because these are the society norms. Because a lot of women like to claim the I'm old fashioned in the ways that benefit them instead of the ways that will benefit the man. So it's easy for, look at Bo Thompson, a real man should pay all. Bo,
I saw that and I was like, yes, Bo. Yes.
So let me say this. In one sense, if the man can afford it and he can afford to pay all the bills and y'all still have a great life, cool. But magically, I'm not going to go from your fiance who makes $20,000 a year to now being your husband that now makes $2 million just because I said I do. That's not how it works. So if I can afford it, cool. But if I can't, I'm not about to break my back when my queen, my life partner, can also be on here with me and both of us can create something. Like I said, I've been extremely blessed over the past year or 2 years or however long this has been going on, where I've been paying all the bills. But there was a time where I couldn't even fathom me paying all the bills, let alone all of my own bills. So I think it's about what you guys can afford instead of what responsibility should be on the man. And when it comes to old fashionedness, it's easy for a woman, and I'm not saying you, I'm saying it's easy for a woman to say, yo, a man should do all of this, he should do all of that. But okay, if we're going to go by old society norms, then you don't get an opinion, because old society norms meant that you had to be quiet and he handle everything. And that's not something that even makes sense in this society.
Well, do you think that, because I've also encountered this vicariously through friends dating men. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like if a man is not ready, whether it be financially, we can tie finances into that, should not date? Should not be.
Ooh, that's a good question. Don't forget that. Let me bring David in. Okay. What's up, Dave?
Hi, David.
What's up, man? Doing? Incredible.
I love your show, by the way, first off. But,
thank you, man.
I did want to ask you. You almost answered it. I was just listening right there for a minute, man, because
yeah,
I'm 32, and you're a little bit older than me. I've been with my girl for 7 years, and me and her were talking for a year before we got together. So I was going to say, what made you want to get married? Because for me, my parents have been together for about 40 years, and they're still not married. And her parents got married when they were in their 60s. So for me, I feel a relationship is actually stronger when you don't have a contract binding you to it. And if you make that choice to stay with each other, even though you have those years and all of that, what made you take that leap to do it? Or if you feel the same way I felt about that kind of thing.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the question. I'm going to take you out and I'm going to answer it, man. First of all, I appreciate you so much.
All right.
My guy. So, man, this camera keep on. I'm getting a magnet today. Anyway, so to answer your question, David, the reason I got married had nothing to do with finances. The reason I got married is because Tangerine, I knew I wasn't going to find a woman better than her, in a sense of who Tangerine is to me is not what you got. I'm about to, man, my mama watching, I'm about to cuss. I was about to, this thing won't stay still. So, right. The reason I married Tangerine to me isn't what you guys, let me just leave it. All right. So the reason Tangerine isn't to me what you guys see her as. Tangerine is not only my best friend, she's an amazing businesswoman. She is gorgeous. She is nurturing. Tangerine is the type of person that when I got to LA, we were just friends, and she told me that I had it. She was like, yo, you're going to make it. You're amazingly talented. You're funny. You're attractive. You can go. And all you have to do is bop, bop, bop. And then, you know, during the year, she always supported, helped me learn how to make money, showed me how to go about this business called Hollywood, introduced me to people that have changed my life. And she's been such a catalyst in who I've become as a man. So it wasn't at all to me about money. It was honestly a selfish thing that I can't have her being taken by somebody else. Like I couldn't afford, because I wasn't ready when I married Tangerine. I knew I was ready to love her for the rest of my life, but I didn't understand the concept of what marriage was. She is too great of a woman that I knew that if I didn't marry her, somebody else would have. And unfortunately, for the selfish reason, I rathered wait until I got ready and have her than to let her go before I was ready and not be able to get her back once I was. And after I got ready, you know, during the course of our relationship, it was like, great. But she's so amazing of a woman. My decision was to lock her down because of how impactful she is as an entity than about money. Because yeah, she had money, but I wasn't looking at money. I was just like, man, she's so great. I can't afford to lose her. I love this woman. You know what I mean? So above all else, above money, above anything, you need to know why you're wanting to marry somebody. I love that your parents have been together for 40 years without a ring, because that meant that they wanted to be together. Nobody has to be together, even if they have a ring. Me and Tangerine could both walk out and leave each other today. But we want to be there with each other and for each other. So I think it just depends on where your heart is. I know that no other woman can make me feel how she makes me feel. And she takes the ice out my drinks. Let me explain it. When she makes me a drink, I like hella ice. When I'm done with that drink, I might have only half juice left. She'll take the ice out the juice and put the juice in the refrigerator so I can have it for later, instead of it being watered down. She takes the ice out.
That is so cute.
It's dope.
That is
she get on my nerves, but she is amazing. So your next question was what, Dominique, before we brought David in, because I wanted to hit that.
Oh my gosh. My next question was,
Chef, women make all the rules, but they can't have any. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah. What did I say? It was so prolific and profound. It was my great question. I was so intrigued with like what David was saying.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about why his girlfriend's like parents got married like when they were like 60. And so, I was like in my mind, like preparing to answer for that, because I'm like, okay, so now you're like over the hill later in life. So should something happen, this person now has access to whether it be my insurance policy or whatever. I was thinking about things like that. That's probably why they ended up getting married later in life.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend, like her parents, her mom did that with this guy that she had been dating since we were kids, and he was sick with cancer. And so she could have access to his pension plan and all this stuff. He married her. And so when he passed, he left her with everything. My question was about somebody in the comments. Tell me, what did I ask?
To answer that first part, it's in a relationship, I feel like also there's that, like, I'm not building all this wealth and success for nothing. Like, I don't have no kids. She gotta have it all. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was gonna leave it to my nephew, but he pissed me off. So I don't think he's gonna get anything. So I think and as you get older, you need somebody to take care of you if you don't have kids, or if you got kids, you got the kids and the spouse. But you also want to share your life moments. I was looking at pictures the other day of pictures of me and Tan just 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 6 years ago, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, she's been in my life for all of these life moments. Imagine the next level of my life moments. If she weren't there with me, would I even enjoy them? Because it's one thing, like, you know, you got BT Kingsley, Tahir, Tony Baker, all these guys, Nate Jackson, all my friends, Byron, Doughboy, blah, 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 that have been in my life since I was 21 years old, that I can look back on and know that these are my brothers. And imagine not being friends with any of them anymore. And now you get all these life moments with a new crew. They can't appreciate the moments because they didn't see you before you were who you were. Like, now I'm officially Clayton Thomas. Like, at the 10 years ago, I was just, hey, y'all call me CT. And they're like, what? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? So now it makes more for those wins. But would you be married? And would you change being married?
Hold on, wait. T. Harris has my question.
You asked if a guy should date if he's not fat. Thank you, T. Harris, first of all, because that was a great question.
Yes.
Should you date if he's not financially ready? To that, I say yes, because it boils down to what I just said. Finding somebody that you connect with, and it's not about money. So let me give you just my true life when I met Tangerine. We were friends 2008. I had an air mattress. I had a car that was a piece of junk. It never broke down on me, but it was a piece of junk. It was like a 95 a 95 Honda Accord LX. I got to put that LX in there. And I had no more than maybe $30 to my name on a regular. And she had all these thousands of dollars, and we were just friends. And we would start hanging out, and then we started dating after we hung out. and she paid for everything, and she knew that I didn't financially have it. However, she got to know who I was, and I got a chance to know who she was. So this is 10 years of our lives, almost 11. So if I had waited until I was financially ready, not only would she be in a full-on marriage to somebody else right now, but I would have missed out on one of the best relationships. And not, I'm talking about her friendship with me as well. Not my, this is the best relationship I've ever been in. I'm talking about, I would have missed, let me just say that I would have missed out on the best relationship I've ever been in because I wasn't financially ready. Something that has never been important about our relationship. The thing about our relationship has always been about laughing, working, and just spending time with each other. So if you find that, then that's the reason. So it shouldn't boil down to finances. What do you think, Dominique?
I think that the difference is, at least from certain encounters that my girlfriends have had, you knew where you were going. You had a vision, you had a plan. Some people don't have a vision or a plan. And I feel like if that's the case, I discourage my friends from dating people like that, because I'm like, you know, he's not, you're out late nights, you're in the club, you're doing all these things. You have someone that's helping you, you know, putting you in the right position and saw your potential. Well, and knew that it wasn't just potential, that you were going to rise to the occasion. Yeah. A lot of people have a habit of falling in love with potential, and that person never amounts to who they thought that they were going to be. So they feel like they're kind of bamboozled. So in your case, you are one of, I don't know how many, and not just like blowing you up like that, but that's a lot of people don't. Like I've seen it happen to so many girlfriends, and they're just like heartbroken when stuff really falls apart. And I was like, well, I tried to kind of warn you about it, like kind of still be dating around as this is happening, because he's not even sure of where he's going. And his father always says, like, a man is supposed to lead a woman. I can't be trying to lead and guide you and do my own thing. Like it is, But
you're right. That, because don't forget that question as I say this to close that out. Yes, and don't, ladies, I'm not saying to go find every man with potential and get with them and marry them and let you string them along, or let them string you along and pay for everything. I'm saying know the difference. See through a bad situation. Know if you truly believe in somebody. Don't get with somebody because the potential that they could. Look for the actual signs. Like first of all, there was no possible way in hell that I would not succeed. And that's not saying because of whatever you believe in, I believe in God. I'm saying my work ethic, there was no way I was not going to succeed. And once you find somebody like that, man or woman, then you know you've chosen the right person. But if you're with somebody who has all of the talent in the world, but they don't work hard to perfect it, then you're not dating potential. You're dating a narcissist that will never go anywhere. So that's what I have to say about that. Go ahead with your question.
My question is, since we're talking about dating,
damn right, the doll.
Is that's what it is. I was like, it's a big number.
Yes,
it's rare.
Yeah,
but I would say a lot of times, and studies have shown that men always end up settling. So, like for you to recognize the power that Tangerine had in who she was, and you saw all this dope greatness, though you were not in the space that where you felt like, damn, like this person, she has everything, but I know I have this, and you guys were still able to come together. Why is it that men sometimes cannot recognize that? And then it's like you said, you look up and the person that you ultimately knew that you were deserving of and that you wanted to be with has gotten away. Now they're in a full-fledged relationship, married with kids, and you're like looking through the window like, damn, man, like that should have been me. Why is that?
The reason it is because men, and I think people, I won't just put it on men, we always think there's a bigger, better deal out there, and that somebody's going to be better than a person if they just let this go. Before Tangerine, every girl I had dated, I knew that they were amazing women, but I knew that they weren't going to be what I needed them to be. So with what you might have dealt with or are dealing with might be guys who know that you're amazing because they're too blind to see it. They might know that you're amazing, but you might not be amazing for them. And let me further elaborate on that. I have male friends that have been in relationships with women that the woman is seen and not heard. She doesn't have an opinion. She glorifies him at every drop of a dime. She doesn't input any of her decisions on what he does, and he runs the relationship. Those women are great for them. I couldn't be with a woman like that. I have to have a woman like Tangerine, a woman that I have to be able to be like, Tange, stall me out. Let me mute you. This is what we need to do. But at the same time, be able to be like, hey, Tange, what should I do? How can I go about this? How can we do these things? Because I was raised by strong women. So I can't be in a relationship with a weak one because of what I've seen. So you, Dominique, are a tremendous woman. However, just because you're a tremendous woman doesn't mean that you're his tremendous woman. So when he falters or you guys separate that relationship, it's not on you. It just meant that he's still searching for whatever he needs to search for. And for you as a woman, when you have these men that you want to fit a square into a circle, you're like, no, this is the guy. He's the guy. This is how I feel. He still might not be right for you because of how you might handle situations. I can't tell you how many women friends that I have that will say, I need a man that ain't gonna just let me run over him. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they dating guys that they run over. So sometimes, yes, you both can acknowledge that you both are amazing, but a lot of times you just realize that you're not amazing for each other. Tangerine needs a man like me. There's nobody who can handle her other than me. I've watched how she talks to people. There's nobody that she could ever be happy with that would not give her what I give her, and vice versa. I mean, I fantasize about, of course, the woman that will shut up, but the woman doesn't make me happy. You understand me? So give me your next one.
I think that's all I have right now. I just always wonder, hi, Tony, thank you. Because someone said my energy was off today. And I'm like, I'm listening. What? I'm actively listening to understand because I have so many questions. Yeah, someone that says they normally like me, which is okay. But girl, I'm in a great mood. But I literally I'm literally soaking everything in because as someone that is 33 years old, that's dating, don't tell anybody I'm 33. But so it's like one of those things like you're really trying to absorb it in. Like I've dated men that are like in their 50s, late 20s. That's a doozy. I just found some mess out yesterday. So I'm like, oh, universe, thank God. I'm out of control.
Over here giving a box to Uncle Sam, literally.
Well, you know what? But like I told you, like the issues that I've experienced dating in LA, a lot like Black men literally looking me in my eye and saying, I think you're very attractive. I don't date Black women. So it kind of forced me, it forced me to date outside my race. But two, within that, a lot of those men were older. So I was like, I like this. They're not playing games with me. They kind of know what they want because like in their
Stop right there. You know why I'm stopping right there? Because they want more. And we coming back and we're going to talk about this on Friday. Understand me? All right, Dominique, I love you. Talk to you Friday. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of CT After Dark. I want y'all back here Friday, 3 p.m. My guests are amazing. That will be D-Lay, Patrick Cloud, Dominique's coming back. My musical guest, Rachel Black. DM me right now. I want you to be a musical guest on Friday. If you're watching a replay, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section, not just the chat. I appreciate you guys for watching. It's Team CT all day. Watch Would You Rather, the latest episode. I need to get those views up on those episodes. So watch Would You Rather on my Facebook and YouTube page. I'm coming back Friday, 3 p.m. You know what it is. I want to thank everybody who hit me with a super chat, everybody who hit the Cash App. It is truly a blessing to have you guys' support. Thank you so much for the love. And as